Hello, my pre-algebra students. I should have written this down. Saxon pre-algebra. Today we are going to be talking about lesson 24, and this is talking about the metric system. And I love the metric system because it is so much easier than this ridiculous system that we use in America. In the US, we use like 3 feet in a yard, 5,280 feet in a mile, 12 inches in a foot. That's all crazy, right? The metric system is a lot easier for understanding that. So what's really important is this on page 82, and guys, we're following along in this, the third edition. On page 82, you'll see that there's this lovely chart at the top of page 82, as I mentioned, like 3 times. All right, so there we go. So on this guide, the way that this works, the way you would read this is you start, look at my giant finger. You start with 1 meter, okay? And we're talking about length or we're talking about mass, and mass is weight, right? So when we have 1 meter, the way that you use this chart, okay, there are 1,000 millimeters in a meter, okay? There are 100 centimeters in a meter. There are 10 decimeters in a meter, okay? So there's 1,000 millimeters in a meter, 100 centimeters in a meter, 10 decimeters in a meter. Now, let's go, so those are all things that are smaller than a meter, okay? Now, as we go up from meters, so then we have 1 meter, right? That's just our standard that we're gonna use. After that, we have 10 meters in a decameter. There are 10 meters in a decameter. There are 100 meters in a hectometer, I don't know, make it up as you go along, I don't care. Okay, and then I just noticed, I gotta fix this, hold on 1 sec. Okay, so I just had to adjust my light because I couldn't see everything. All right, so as I was saying, we have 10 meters in a decameter, 100 meters in a hectometer, and then 1,000 meters in kilometer. Now I'm gonna be honest with you, you're generally gonna see kilometer, centimeter, and millimeter, and of course meter, right? Those other ones you don't really see all that much, but you should still know them. So make sure that you write this down in your notebook so you have a good idea about it. Okay, so with that said, we're gonna get right into the lesson here. There we go. So, all right, so I gotta put an X here so that it can focus, just like me, right? Focus. Okay, so with that all said, we're gonna get right into this lesson then. So know how to read that, and however you wanna word that in your notes is a good idea. I may let you use your notes on a test. I haven't really thought about that yet, but I will. Okay, so copy these down because again, how I'm writing things are how you need to be doing the problems. So it says convert 528 centimeters to meters. Okay, so we know we're gonna do 528 centimeters, and if you learned those unit conversions last time, it's gonna be the same idea here. However, on the bottom, we're gonna put centimeters because I wanna cancel those guys out. We're gonna go up to meters, okay? So in 1 meter, we have 100 centimeters. Sorry, 100 centimeters. I had to think about that for a minute. So these guys cancel out, and what I have is 528 over 100, right? And then the remaining unit is meters, right? Well, here's why that this is nice, because you remember we were practicing multiplying and dividing by 10, 100, 10,000, all that good stuff, is because when we're dividing, we're making things smaller. There's 2 zeros here, so you're gonna move the decimal over 1, 2. Remember, if a decimal's not shown, it's at the end. So 528 divided by 100 becomes 5.28 meters. So you can even do that without a calculator. If you need a calculator, do it, but you need to learn that your powers of 100 are pretty powerful, right? You can divide and multiply by 100. Okay, so that was example number 1. Let's look at example number 2. We have 486 kilograms to grams. Oh, and talking about that, it was the same idea for length as it was for mass. I just didn't shuffle over to the other side of that chart in order for you and to talk about it, but it's the same idea because it's all the same prefixes because metric system makes sense and the US system does not at all. All right, so I'm going to write it down over 1 and then I'm going to multiply it by something. Kilograms on top. We're going to put kilograms on the bottom here. And in 1 kilogram, now we're going to go from kilograms down to grams, right? So in 1 kilogram, there are 1,000 grams. Okay, looking at this chart again, here, I'll put it down right there so it doesn't have to focus. See, it's kilograms. There are 1,000 of them, okay? Good, so now what we can do is cancel these guys out, cancel that out. And when I do that, downstairs I've got 1 times 1, which is just 1. And then upstairs in my numerator, I've got 486, I can't talk today, yikes, times 1,000. And the unit still standing is grams, right? Okay, when I multiply things, I'm making them larger. So what I have is 486, and if there's no decimal shown, it's at the end. I'm multiplying it by 1, 2, 3 zeros. So I have to move this over 1, 2, 3 spots, room for 3 zeros. So what I have is 486,000 grams, okay? 486,000 grams are in 486 kilograms. That's a lot. All right, so let's look at 3. Example number 3. It would help if I stayed in the screen, wouldn't it? Convert 350 decimeters, which is D, to meters. All right, again, we start with 350, and it's just D. I didn't know that. Yeah, I would think it would be DM, but it's not. It's just D. Times. So we're going to put D down here, right? And we're going to go up to meters. So so we go to decimeters, and it says 1 out of 10. So there are I guess the best way to put this would be in 1 meter, there would be 10 decimeters. Because remember, they're smaller than meters, right? So we want to make sure to do that correctly. Get those guys out of the way, and what I have left is 350 over 10, and our remaining unit is this meter, right? Now, lob those zeros off because they're on the end, and what I have is 35 over 1, but we don't write it over 1, 35 meters, okay? 35 meters. All right, so for practice on page 83, go ahead and pause the video, do the practice, and then come on back. All right, for 8, we have 58 meters to centimeters. Okay, so we do 58 meters over 1 times that, and we're going to put meters in the bottom here. Now, centimeters are smaller than meters, so we're going to put centimeters up here. In 1 meter, I have 100 centimeters. Cancel those guys out. I get left with 58 times 100 unit remaining centimeters, okay? Now, when we multiply, that's going to be 58 with 1, 2 zeros, 5,800 centimeters, or 5,800 centimeters. Let's take a look at B. 100 meters to kilometers. 100 meters to kilometers. Now, there's 100 meters over 1. We always write it like that. Times, and then we're going to need to put meters at the bottom here because it's at the top here, so we're going to be canceling those out, to kilometers. Now, kilometers are larger than meters, so in 1 kilometer, I have 1,000 meters. 1,000 meters. That means meters get canceled out, and upstairs I have 100, and downstairs I have 1,000. Okay? My unit remaining is kilometers. Okay? Let's lob off some zeros. 2 zeros there, 2 zeros there. What I have is 1/10 of a kilometer. Another way to write 1/10 would be 1/10 of a, I'm just gonna just lob that extra zero, 1/10 of a kilometer. Okay, so both of those are acceptable. I prefer fraction form for now. We'll get more into decimal form later. All right, last one, let's do C. 48,000 milligrams to grams. All right, so milligrams are smaller than grams, right? Just like millimeters are smaller than meters. So we're gonna start with this, 48,000 milligrams. Put that over 1 times, milligrams are on top here, so they need to go on bottom here. So we're gonna go from milligrams up to grams, which is just G, okay? Looking at our chart, we notice that there are 1,000 milligrams in 1 gram. These guys cancel out. I'm not gonna write over here, I'm gonna write down here so that I have more room. And what I have is 48,000 up top, 48,000 times 1 is 48,000 grams, right? And then on the bottom, what I have is 1,000, and the remaining unit is grams. Well, these, I can just lob those guys off, lob that off, and I get 48 grams, 48 grams. Excellent, guys. If you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, great work, and I will see you in class. Thank you.